Cooking hamburgers at home is a complete scam and a total waste of your time. In this video, I'm going to explain why you should never cook hamburgers at home if you're doing it on a budget. Of course, if you have a fancy house with really high-tech cookware and the most exquisite ingredients, then yeah, I guess you can cook a fancy burger. But this is for everyone that lives in apartments and other, accommodations. And the way this video works is there's going to be no visual aids for you to look at. This video is purely meant to be listened to. I'm just going to put a random game footage in the background in case you really need to look at something. So to start things off, in order to cook your own burgers, you are going to have to get the ingredients, which means you have to drive to the grocery store. And let's just assume that you live close to a grocery store. We'll say that you live 1 mile away. Now, on average, national average, most people live 5 miles away from a grocery store. That is just the national average, but we're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, you live 1 mile away. All right, so you spend 5 minutes, you drive to the grocery store, you get out of your car, you walk through that big-ass parking lot, and you get inside, and here's the thing, you have to actually do a lot of prep work. A lot of these grocery stores, they have digital coupons, and you need a membership card, and you have to do all this extra crap to get the best possible deal. But let's say that you're really savvy with your shopping. You waited for a sale. All the ingredients that you want are now as cheap as possible. And so you go in, you've got all your coupons loaded to your shopper's cart. Oh boy. And now you just have to, you know your layout through the grocery store because you're a seasoned veteran shopper. So you just beeline it. You hit up that the dairy section, you get your cheese. You hit the bread section, you get your buns. And then you go to the frozen meat section. Yes, we're talking cheap here. We're not talking fresh meat. We're going cheap. We're going for the 100% pure ground beef burger patties. That's right. They're on sale this week, and I'm talking 8 patties, quarter-pound patties for $8. It doesn't get any cheaper than that, okay? So you swing by, you get your pre-sliced cheese. That's $2.50 for 8 slices. You go and you get your burger buns. That's $1.50 for 8 buns. And you're not just cooking for yourself. You're cooking for a family member, a friend, a girlfriend, whatever, what have you. And you guys are really hungry. So you also swing by, you get your condiment of choice, mayo, mustard, ketchup, whatever it is you want. $1. Let's just say $1. It's more than that, but we'll just say $1, okay? You also get drinks. We'll say $2, okay, because you guys are thirsty. And then you get through the grocery store. You avoid all the other temptations. You wait in line. Either maybe do the self-checkout, and you finally ring up your stuff. You pay. They try to get you to donate to some children's thing or donate food or whatever. Some peer pressure tactic that the grocery stores always hit you up with. And then you finally leave the store. You go through the parking lot, you drive back home, and you put the food away. What an adventure. That's a whole bunch of work just to gather the ingredients, okay? But now it's time to cook. How much have we spent so far? Oh, and let's say you want some French fries with your burgers, of course. So you buy a couple potatoes. You spend $2 on potatoes. So right now, we'll say we're at $17 spent. Not too bad for 2 people, I suppose. And you spend 5 minutes driving there, 10 minutes shopping, 5 minutes driving back home. So again, that's just 20 minutes of your time gone. But you got to cook the meal now. Now, you bought the cheapest of the cheap, the frozen burger patties. And I just want to say that whenever you do buy or shop for frozen burger patties, you need to look at the ingredients because the really, really cheap ones are made of like beef hearts and other parts of the animal. You want to look for the 100% pure ground beef ones, and that's the ones we're using. Again, $1 per 1/4 pound burger patty, and these things, they have about, how much protein? About 19 grams of protein, so they're not really that big. And neither are the buns. I just want you to put into perspective as a grown man who, make a fist with your hand, and the burger patty is going to be slightly smaller than the circle radius of your fist, okay? So now it's time to cook these bad boys, and you pull out your skillet. The instructions say you're going to cook it from frozen, that it cooks just fine, but, you're a bit of a chef. You know that if you cook a frozen burger patty, it's going to come out crusty and hard, and so you can either choose to defrost it or not, but you ain't got time. You and your pal are hungry as heck, and it's time to make some damn burgers. So you can cook 2 burger patties at a time in your skillet. You put 2 in the skillet, and because you live in a shoddy apartment or a Section 8 house, all of these are they pre-installed with stoves that have this little safety metal thing in the middle that prevents the heater from getting too hot. I don't know if you've noticed this in the past 10 years. If you have an older stove, count yourself lucky, but the newer stoves in these kinds of places, there's this metal circular thing, and when the stove gets too hot, it pops up, and then it turns the burner off, and then it will turn itself back on after a bit. It prevents the burners from getting too hot, which means you can't just constantly boil a pot of noodles, or in this case, you can't constantly evenly cook your damn burgers. But so what this means is it's going to add cooking time. So just to cook 2 burger patties all the way through to 165 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the safety number to eat the meat without, getting worms or parasites or diseases or whatever, bacteria. That's going to take you around 15 minutes per 2 burger patties, okay? And you're cooking all 8 of these suckers. So you spend 15 minutes, you cook 2 burger patties, you serve them to whoever, and you realize this takes too damn long. So you pull out the George Foreman grill, and these things will do the same job with a little bit less mess and fuss, but it takes about 12 to 13 minutes. So you're saving 2 minutes on the remainder, but you can still only cook 2 at a time. Now, again, you live in a Section 8 house or a shoddy apartment, and if you try to use the stove and the George Foreman at the same time, it'll pop the breaker. So you can still only cook 2 burger patties at a time, all right? And I just want to reiterate that whenever you cook these frozen burger patties, they shrink down quite a bit, and they are stiff. They are like a hockey puck. If you were to take the burger patty and try to bend it, it would snap in half. Now, anywhere that you've ever went out to eat, at a restaurant or a fast food place, even like McDonald's, and you take their burger patty, it's floppy. It can bend in your hands, right? Not that you're sitting there, handling your food like that, but it'll bend. It's not going to snap in half like a chalky brick of meat. All right, so the time it takes to grocery shop and the time it takes just to cook the burger patties in total, we're going to round it up a few minutes and say 1 hour. It's 1 hour about to get this done. Now, we haven't even gotten to cooking the fries yet, so you chop up the potatoes and you put them in the skillet, and you use the fat from the burgers you've cooked as the oil that you're going to cook the fries in. And because the stove never gets hot enough, they just come out kind of... They still taste good, but they're like more of a steamed, soggy fry rather than a hot, crispy, fresh one. It is what it is, but that takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's very mediocre. So right now, just on food prep alone, getting the ingredients, we're at 1 hour, 30 minutes. You and whoever scarf down the food, and now it's time for dishes. You got to clean an oily pan, the plates you used, maybe you go Asmongold style and you just use paper plates for everything, right? But you still have to cook the skillet or the George Foreman grill, whatever it is you chose to use. And we're not going to talk about the cost of, dish soap or scrubbing utensils or any of that stuff. And yeah, that's another, for me, I'm a very thorough person, so 10 extra minutes or something. We're almost approaching 2 hours just to eat some burgers and some fries. And these burgers were plain as hell. You have frozen hockey puck burger patties with a pre-sliced thing of cheese, 1 slice of cheese, mind you, 1 burger patty per burger, and you split it with whoever. So you're eating 4 small ass burger patties, 4 slices of cheese, 4 buns. You got, at least 16 ounces of soda and some soggy potato fries that you had to slave over. So yeah, all of that, but it's only $17. Yes, it's $17 and at least 2 hours of your life, and you're still kind of hungry, and the food wasn't that good. It wasn't even seasoned, and again, it was just meat and cheese and ketchup or something. Very plain, very boring. And no, it's not a skill issue. It's literally just following the instructions on the back of the package and assembling it. Yes, if you bought fresh meat and seasoned it and did all the chef stuff, yeah, you can make some tasty, nice, moist, juicy burgers. I'm absolutely sure. You'd also spend a whole lot more money doing it. And this is all about being on a budget, both for time and money. So now, enter the fast food or local burger joint. Now, national average, most people live 1 mile away from a fast food burger place. That's right. Most people live 1 mile away from fast food burgers or restaurant burgers. And we're going to, again, give you the benefit of the doubt, just like we did with the grocery store, and assume that you live 1 minute away in a car, 2 or 5 minutes away, whatever, from the fast food place. And so you drive to the fast food place. And again, fast food places these days, they have, digital coupons. They have the same stuff the grocery stores have. And because we were very shop savvy at the grocery store, we were also coupon and shop savvy at the fast food place. So here's what you're ordering, okay? Because you're not buying the ingredients and making it yourself, you are just buying it pre-made. So you go to the fast food burger place, you order not the single burger, but the giant double meat and cheese burger combo meal. You get a large fry, a very large soda. All right, you get ketchup on the side. You get the burger with all of the fixins. And what does that mean? That means you get lettuce, cheese, tomato, pickles, onions. You can get jalapenos. You can get grilled onions. You can get guacamole. You can get like dried cheese flake things. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can get. Green peppers if you want. All of the stuff that you didn't get at the grocery store, okay? And it's at no extra charge except maybe the guac, depending on where you go. But regardless, okay, yeah, like a fried egg, that would probably cost you an extra buck. But a double meat, double cheese, cheeseburger combo meal, and these aren't little burger patties. They actually have more protein, about 25% more protein. So our frozen burger patties were sitting at 19 grams of protein each, and we ate 4 of them. So technically, that's going to win out on protein, or is it? Now, the cheese slices that we used were 5 grams of protein. Now, the burger joint, the fast food burger place, they offer 25-gram protein burger patties and 10-gram cheese slices, and you get 2 of them on a double meat, so that is 70 grams of protein versus the frozen burgers being 90 to 95, so technically the cooked meal is still winning out on overall protein just by a tiny little bit, but not by much. Now, the drive-thru on average, about 5 minutes wait. Now, the longest I've ever had to wait in a drive-thru in the past 4 years has been 10 minutes. And, there was one time I had to wait 40 minutes because someone ordered, everything on the menu, some TikToker or something. But anyway, that's a way rare exception. So we're going to say 10 minutes, the exact same time it took to shop the groceries, right? You're in the drive-thru, from the drive-thru to when they hand you the food, 10 minutes. Now, you're not just eating for yourself, you're eating for a friend, a girlfriend, etc., etc. So here's the thing, a full double meat, double cheeseburger combo meal, $12. All right, because you're that savvy guy, you got the phone app or whatever, you got the coupons, $12. All right, and so you're buying 2 of those, so that's $24 instead of $17. So that means you're paying about $7 extra. But here's the thing, right? You got the food, it's hot, fresh, it's tasty, it's good, it's seasoned, it's got all the fixins. You drive home, so again, it's 5 minutes there, 10-minute wait, 5 minutes to leave. 20 minutes. You sit down, you eat the food, you throw away all the paper bags and wrappers, and that's it. So 20 minutes versus almost 2 hours, and you're only $5 down. So I just want to reiterate, right? If you're going to spend almost 2 hours of your life having a mediocre frozen hockey puck, unseasoned meal with barely any of the fixins, let's just compare for a sec, right? If you wanted to add pickles and the onions and the, what else is on, the grilled onions, yes, and tomatoes. Well, to get enough tomatoes for 2 people for the amount of burgers, if we cooked it, would be $1. For the onion, another $1. So now we're at $19, right? And again, 24 is kind of the break-free point. And then what other ingredients do we say? Lettuce, like a bag of lettuce. Just a lettuce head, $1. All right, there we go. So now we're at $20 versus $24, okay? The amount of cheese you get on that double meat, double cheeseburger is about the same, right? So nothing really to compare there. You get more soda for the value, and the fries are better. And you get ketchup packets and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not sure, guys. Guys, what do you think? In my opinion, the amount of time that you save and the quality of your meal is worth spending the extra $4. right? The extra $4. That frees up all of your time to either play more video games, in my case, make YouTube videos, right? In a lot of people's case, get stuff done, get homework done, do research, practice music or sports, or, just, doom scroll TikTok or whatever it is you kids do these days. I think that cooking food and cooking burgers in general, specifically burgers, is a scam. I'm talking, if you buy all the ingredients as cheap as freaking possible, you're not saving enough money to make it worthwhile. And while, yes, technically you're getting slightly more protein, that's not worth, an extra 1 to 2 hours of your life gone every single time that you want to eat burgers. So what do you guys think, right? Like, what's your opinions on it? I just really need to know, because to me, it's like, and I know this was like a Tate rant back in the day. It's like, oh, if you make food, you're an idiot, right? There's some truth to it. There's a lot of truth to it, because the time, I know time is not money unless you could monetize it. Well, you technically could if you wanted to. There's a lot of things you could do online to make money, or, just, in my opinion, time is the most valuable thing on the planet. And when you're throwing away all that time to craft your own burger, for what? To have a worse burger? To have a burger that tastes awful? And then, and again, I gave the grocery store the benefit of the doubt. It's normally 5 times further away than the fast food joints. You're going to spend a lot more time than 10 minutes in the damn store due to long lines because there's no cashiers, and they have all the self-checkouts shut down, and everything's locked behind cages now. I don't know about where you live, but when you go to the grocery store, everything is locked up. Everything is like a metal glass cage, and this is because people just constantly shoplift. You've seen the TikTok reels. You've seen the Twitter reels of people. You go in, you have to get an attendant, and they unlock the door and give you the product, and yada yada yada. It's a real pain in the ass to grocery shop these days, right? And I know that these stores have delivery services, but all that costs way more money. And can you really trust what people deliver, especially in a ghetto or in a lower income part of town or whatever? It's not worth it. It's not worth the time to cook your own burger when it's not going to be that tasty. You're going to regret eating it. You're just literally eating it to survive rather than to enjoy the meal. And I know that, fast food is slop, but I'm not talking about going to McDonald's. I'm not talking about going to some corporate multi-million, billion-dollar fast food chain. I'm talking about the mom-and-pop burger shop down the road. If you Google around, there's going to be some homemade family burger place, most likely in a gas station. And the reason they do this is that to have a restaurant inside of a gas station, they can avoid some taxes and some certain, red tape, so to speak. At least in the area where I live, that's how it works. So, and these burgers are way cheaper. Like it's way cheaper to go to the homebrew burger places than a McDonald's. And the burgers are way juicier, way better seasoned. Because it's people that are passionate and want to make burgers, and they know their burgers are good. So people, once they, get over the fact that it's in a gas station, they'll constantly go there. And then the fact you don't have to worry about cleaning up anything, and you get way more food than usually what you can eat anyway. So you can, eat half the burger, put it in the fridge, and eat it, half a day later or even the next day, depending on how much or how little you're eating, if you're bulking or cutting. There's just so many, it's just so much better. And the fact that you get all the veggies, all the fixins, rather than just cheese, and some ketchup on it. Anyway, that's all I got. The next time that you're thinking about burgers, just remember, if you cook your own, you're going to have to really splurge for the good ingredients to make it worthwhile, whereas you can just go order a burger. It'll be quick. It'll be easy. It'll almost always be better than anything that you can make at home without a lot of concentrated effort, energy, and time. That's the biggest one, is time. These restaurants are set up to pump burgers out massively, all day, every day, very quickly, whereas your kitchen it's going to take a while to cook and make sure it's, a safe temperature and stuff. And at the end of the day, is it going to be any better? Probably not, unless you've, again, put serious ingredients and effort into it. And even then, you could just go to a fancier burger place, and they will almost always beat whatever it is you're cooking, again, unless you are a culinary genius or you're putting in extreme try-hardiness into your cooking. And is it worth the time? Is it really worth the time? I don't think it is. Now, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment because I am curious what I want you to do is Google burger places near you within a 1 mile radius and tell me how many you have. For me, there are 21 burger places within a 1 mile radius. That is so many, and I think they're all competing with each other, and that's why the prices get driven a little bit lower. But I'm curious. Don't just comment a random number. Please make it a complete and full sentence. If you just type in a number like 16, I'm gonna look at your comment like a year later and be like, what the hell? Why are these people commenting random numbers? So be like, there are 16 burger places around me. Then make that your comment, okay? But again, just let me know how many burger places are around you within a 1 mile radius. I'm curious. Of course, if some of you live in the boonies out in the middle of nowhere and a burger where burgers don't exist and your only option for burgers is a grocery store, then yeah, I guess. But the thing is, it's not just burgers, okay? This video isn't really just about burgers. It's about cooking versus going to a restaurant and having your time saved for you in exchange for a few extra bucks, okay? And yes, a restaurant, you're probably expected to tip depending on where you live, so that would, up the cost of it, making it maybe not as worth it. But it really, really depends on how much food you get, the quality of the food, and if you're counting your macros, how much protein, fat, and carbs you get. Anyway, that's all I got. Let me know in the comments. And finally, click the video on the right side of your screen. If you don't, the next time you want to go out and do something like shop or exercise, it's just going to rain all day and you're going to be stuck inside.